Once upon a time, there were two brothers who lived in a village near a swamp. Each brother excelled at nearly everything they did and were loved by all. One day, these two brothers were walking down a road when they heard someone struggling deeper in the woods. The two brothers saw an old man standing chest deep in the quicksand. Both brothers rushed over to get the man out, but before they could get to him, the quicksand pulled the man under. Immediately, the older brother began looking for something to pull the man out, only to see his younger brother dive in headfirst after the old man. The older brother cursed, and after holding on to a low-hanging branch, grappled one of his brother's legs, which were sticking up out of the quicksand. He then pulled hard and was able to pull both his younger brother and the old man out of the mire. The old man was so grateful that he had been saved that he began to weep. He then revealed the reason why he was out in the swamp and accidentally fell into the quicksand. The old man was a fugitive on the run. In his youth, he was a preacher, but upon seeing a large, beautiful diamond, he decided to steal it for himself. He told the brothers that the large diamond was worth more than either had ever dreamed of, and that he had hidden it in the swamp just before he was caught and thrown into prison. He had recently escaped and was out looking for the diamond when he fell into the quicksand. A faint look overtook him as he agreed to share the wealth with the two brothers if they could help him find it. For weeks, the three men searched the woods looking for this diamond until one day, the old man was bitten by a deadly snake. The brothers watched as the old man died out by a hollow tree. Their hope for finding this diamond was gone, until the older brother noticed a flash of light coming from inside the tree near the old man's corpse. Could it be the diamond? Because of his fear of snakes, the older brother wanted to investigate the stump but was afraid that the snake that bit the old man might live down in the hollow tree. So the older brother called over the younger to tell him about the flash of sunlight he saw. Before the older brother could finish telling his sibling why he hadn't stuck his hand down in the tree, his younger brother reached down and pulled out the shiny object. The two brothers had found the stolen diamond. As both brothers stared into the diamond, they became overwhelmed with greed and selfishness. The older brother politely asked to see the diamond, but the younger refused to hand it over. The two brothers began to argue about who should have the diamond all to themselves. The younger brother argued that if it weren't for him, the diamond would have still been down in the hollow tree. The older brother reminded his sibling that if it weren't for him, he wouldn't have known that the stolen diamond was there. The younger brother then recalled how if it weren't for him, the old man would still be lost in the quicksand and that they would never learn about the diamond. The older brother retorted that if it weren't for him, both his younger brother and the old man would have suffocated in the mire. The argument escalated to pushing, and pushing escalated to using their fists. Before they knew it, they were trying to kill each other. The older brother managed to knock the stolen diamond from his younger brother's hand, and it fell into a pool of water which carried it downstream. Both brothers fought over each other and into the current of water flowing down the stream, trying to recover the stolen diamond. Both brothers were so entrenched in frustration that neither had noticed that the stream had took them to a deep, dark cavern. As they quickly approached the giant hole, they suddenly realized that they were about to fall over the edge and be killed. But just as they were about to go over the side, a sharp rock snagged the back of the older brother's shirt, which kept him from falling in. Just as the younger brother was about to fall over the side, he felt something pointing in his hands. He held up the diamond in the air, just as the older brother watched him tumble over the side. The older brother was struck with grief. He had lost a fortune and a brother that day. Depressed and alone, he began rebuilding his life, this time without his brother. One day, as he was walking through the village, two villagers approached him and asked what he was going to do with all of his wealth. When the older brother asked what they meant, they revealed that his younger brother had survived the drop into the cavern and now was living a life of luxury and comfort. Rage consumed the older brother. Not only had his so-called brother allowed him to live in grief thinking that he was dead, he kept the stolen diamond for himself. The older brother vowed to make his younger brother's death a reality and obtain the stolen diamond for himself. One way or another, Megahertz was going to kill Creeper Fool 5.